Well, hello there. Happy New You 2022. Pamela Nance here, wellness coach, coming to you today to talk to you about a fresh start. January is always about the fresh start. A lot of people set goals, time to make changes, bring in some new habits, let go of some old habits. And, sometimes maybe it works. I don't know. I know a lot of people join the gym and then maybe around February, March, start trailing off. And I think the reason for that, like we can all set goals, goals are good. I'm not against goals, but I really think that there's some deeper cleaning out work that needs to be done first. So I'm going to talk to you in a 6-week series about a fresh start and what that can really look like and how it can benefit you, regardless of what it is you think you need a fresh start in or what you would like to change. I feel like there are some basic steps that we can all take. So today, I'm going to talk to you about the first basic step, and that is releasing what no longer serves you. That can look a variety of ways. One of the rituals I like to do is writing down on a piece of paper, one tiny piece of paper for each thing, just some words about what I'm going to release. And it can be things like self-criticism, self-judgment, laziness, lack of focus, feeling unlovable, feeling like I don't matter. I mean, those kind of things. Releasing those attributes that we acquired along the way that just don't really serve us anymore. And so then you can take those little pieces of paper and you can shred them or burn them, bury them, compost them. So that's a very beginning level of releasing what no longer serves you. The next part of releasing what no longer serves you is decluttering. There's so much information available about decluttering and why it's important. And I want to just talk about a few reasons why I believe it's important. The first one is that it's very distracting to have clutter around. Clutter takes up energy from your being, things that you don't really love, things that are maybe worn or broken, projects that you started that you haven't worked on in a year or more. Each time you look at that piece of clutter, there's a little bit of like, oh, I should be working on that, or why didn't I finish that, or that's just sitting there. And also just having your space cluttered makes you feel, or it makes me feel, unorganized. It makes me feel kind of anxious. It makes me feel like my energy is not completely focused. It's a distracted feeling. So identifying the physical places of clutter in your home or in your office, but not getting overwhelmed by it, because it can be very easy to get overwhelmed. So if you have a lot of clutter spots, 2 ways you can go on it. One way is you can tackle the least offensive, the least, like the one that you can do in 5 minutes. Like, for example, the silverware drawer, or for me, it would be like my everything drawer, which I like to call, people call it their junk drawer, but I like to call it my everything drawer. Going through that. And I think the best way is really to take everything out, because you'll want to clean the space, wipe it out, vacuum it out, or whatever. And then start piling things in like piles. Here's all the rubber bands, here's all the envelopes, here's all of the cords, whatever. And then be really honest and say, like, what do I need here? What do I really need here? What is serving me? And pass along those things that are no longer serving you. I do highly recommend that you donate them, or maybe if you can sell things on like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, or put it on a free page. If if you're close with your neighbors, you could send out a text, does anybody need this? Instead of putting things directly in the trash, if you can repurpose or, upcycle them, that's the best way to go. So that's with your physical space. And so picking the easiest decluttering project is one way to go. The other way to go is picking the most impactful clutter space. For example, if one of your goals for the new year is to feed yourself better, more nutritious foods, but your kitchen pantry is just full of crap that you no longer want to eat, that's a good place to declutter. So even though it might take more energy than just rearranging the silverware drawer, if you really have a goal to, feed yourself more nutritious foods or get rid of the junk foods or whatever, that would be a good place to start. So either the simplest place or the most impactful place are great places to start. Some tips for doing it is to schedule it into your calendar. Don't just leave it to chance, because your chances are you're not really, oh gosh, I've got some free moments, I really want to go declutter. No, probably won't happen. So put it on your calendar, and also give yourself a time. Say, I'm going to do it for 30 minutes. If that seems like too much, I'm going to do it for 15 minutes. And if you're really, really just reluctant and hesitating and just, it just feels like so overwhelming, 5 minutes. Chances are if you do it for 5 minutes, you're going to feel like doing it for more. But if not, hey, you set a timer and you did it. So consistently decluttering is the very first step in making a fresh start, because you can't make way for the new if you are crammed full with the old. And beyond just physical spaces, this also can go into electronic spaces, emails and text. It can go into piles of mail. It can go into unopened bank statements. I mean, there's just so many layers that this can go. Just realizing like these clutter pockets are a distraction. They take energy from you. They keep you from really being able to focus on what it is you want to create in your life today, this week, this month, and this year. So that's my step number 1 for decluttering, getting a fresh start, and really honing your energy and your attention in on what you do want to create is first getting rid of what's no longer serving you, okay? So that's tip 1. Come back and see me for tip 2, which is going to be talking about removing misery stabilizers, okay? So that's what I'm going to talk about in my next video, how important it is to remove the misery stabilizers so you can figure out what it is you really want to create. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to see what I do, see my website at bloomfromwithinwellness.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.